Did you know this? For geometry questions in GMAT, you must never assume what looks like to be the case in the given figure, but always go by just the information that is given in the question stem. In fact, it is always safe to assume that the figure is not drawn to the scale unless it is explicitly given, which is rarely the case in GMAT questions. If you already knew this, then you probably got this question right, and if you still did not, I am going to tell you why 40% of the people are still getting this question wrong. First, let's start solving the question, and then we will look at the common mistakes people make while solving the question to get this question wrong. So in the question, we are given this diagram and we are asked what is the value of x plus y, and you're going to apply one of these theorems to answer this question. So let me write down the theorems and the properties that you would use to answer this question, and we'll go from there. So the first theorem that you could use is the adjacent angles on the same line are supplementary, which means angle x plus angle r would be 180 degrees. The second theorem you are going to use is the triangle theorem, where we say external angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the two interior angles of the triangle. And if you need to brush up all the theorems and concepts that are required for GMAT triangles, please look at my video which talks about 22 plus theorems on GMAT triangles itself. It would be a great review to solve questions like this. And finally, the third theorem that you could apply is that the sum of internal angles of the triangle equals 180 degrees. So let's get started. We are asked to find the value of x plus y. I am going to use theorem number 2 first. So I know that x, which is an external angle to this triangle, would be equal to s plus t. So x equals s plus t. I also know that the y is an external angle, so it would be equal to s plus r. So x plus y would be nothing but t plus r plus 2s. And since the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degree, we know that t plus r would be nothing but 180 minus s, because s plus t plus r equals 180. So that means my x plus y is nothing but 180 plus s. So as long as I know s, I should be able to answer this question. The other way to approach this question is using theorem number 1, which says the angles on the same line are supplementary. So which means that x plus r equals 180 degree. We also know that the y plus t would be 180 degree. When you add them up, you get x plus y plus r plus t equals 360 degree. And since r plus t is nothing but 180 minus s, you will get x plus y plus 180 minus s equals 360. You get the same result, that x plus y equals 180 plus s. So you could approach it either way, and both approaches are equivalent in terms of the time they are going to consume and the results you are going to get. Once you have this result, then the question is easy to answer, and the answer to this question is, as long as you know the angle s, you can answer the question. Here the angle s is given, so statement 1 is clearly sufficient. However, in statement 2, you are only given angle r and no way to find out angle s unless you make some assumptions, which would be bad assumptions here, and we are going to talk about that in the mistakes section of it. In this case, statement 2 is insufficient to answer the question, hence the answer to this question is A. Stay tuned for the common mistakes people make to get this question wrong, because 40% people approximately still get this question incorrect. Based on the tip I gave at the start of the video, you already know the first mistake people make. The first mistake people make is assume that this figure is to the scale and what looks like is actually the case. And in this figure, it looks like SR is equal to ST. When you assume that, you assume R and T to be equal, and hence you can calculate S if any one of these is given and mark statement 2 as sufficient, which would be incorrect. So I'm going to repeat my tip. Do not assume from what looks like in the diagram. Always assume diagram to be not to the scale unless it is clearly given in the question, which is rarely the case in GMAT. The second common mistake people make, to take this tip into the next extreme, which is to take nothing from the given diagram, including the fact that the line PRTQ, for example, or PQ is straight line, and hence x plus r could not be supplementary and marking the answer as E. In fact, official guide gives you this guidance that even though the diagram is not to the scale, triangles are still triangles, straight lines are still straight lines. Even if they look like a little bit jagged, straight lines are straight lines, and you can make the assumption that they are straight if they are given in the diagram. What you cannot make an assumption around are the scale of the diagram, equality of the angles, equality of the sides. However, you can safely assume that the lines that you are given are going to be straight. The triangles you are given are actually going to be triangles. The angles you are given are actually greater than 0, and so on. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you can avoid common mistakes people make. If you found this video helpful, please press like, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos. All the best with your prep. See you next time.